Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name's Erica and today we're going to do a tag video. I was searching BookTube for new tags that I could do that I hadn't done yet, and I stumbled upon this one. If I can figure out, I need to do some more digging and figure out, sorry, I need to adjust how I'm sitting. My back hurts today. 4 babies will do that to you. Okay. If I'm gonna try to do some digging and see if I can figure out where the tag originated from. So if I can figure that out, I'll link it down below. But this is called The Last 10 Books. And I think this tag is super fun and super creative. So we're gonna answer those questions. I'm very excited about it. So the first question is the last book that you didn't finish. And the last book I DNF'd was Untouchable by Sam Mariano. I just didn't like the subject matter of this book. And I know people on BookTube love this book. But for me, and they say that Carter can be redeemed, the main character. But for me, I didn't even really want him to be redeemed. I didn't want to feel differently about him than I felt already, which was that I hated him. So that's an unpopular opinion. Obviously, everyone can feel how they want to feel about a book. No judgment. Everyone can like what they like. But for me, I just didn't really want to read it. The last book that you reread. So the last book I reread was City of Ashes. And I read this, I think, in high school or maybe my freshman year of college. And I reread it a couple months ago because I have been doing a read through. So when I first read it, I had read City of Bones and City of Ashes, but I hadn't gone any further in the series, and I want to read all of the Shadowhunter books. So I reread City of Ashes because I didn't really remember what happened. So yes. The next question is the last book you bought. And I actually bought a book yesterday because I went into this local bookshop that I'd never been in before, and I stumbled upon Kingdom of the Curse. And I want to read Kingdom of the Wicked probably in October, and I, for series, really like to just marathon the series. So I bought this. I found this there, and it's the second book. But I also saw Kingdom of the Feared there, and it was in hardcover, and I have no concept of when these books were published. But so I saw it there in hardcover. This one was published in October 2021, but I had no idea. And I saw the hardcover there, and I was like, oh, cool. I was like, it's full price. I'm not going to buy it right now. Who knows if I'm even going to like the series. Whatever. Maybe it will come out in paperback soon. So then I went home, and I was Googling to try to figure out, when the book came out, if it was going to come in paperback soon. Sorry. So I was Googling to see if it was, when it came out, and if it was going to come in paperback soon. And it doesn't even come out till the end of this month. So I'm not sure how that bookshop had that book, but they had one hardcover copy of that book. So I should have bought it, but I didn't. I just thought that was a super weird thing that happened. Some random small town bookstore had a hardcover of that book. I don't know. So weird. The next question I don't really get, but it's the last book that you said you read but you didn't. I've never done that. I don't really know why people would do that. Do people do that? I don't know. I've never done that. I didn't realize people did do that. The next question is the last book that you wrote in the margins in. And that is, hold on. So I'm currently reading House of Sky and Breath by Sarah J. Maas, and I am annotating it. So this is the last book I wrote in the margins in, and I actually wrote it last night. So yeah, that is the last book that I wrote in the margins in. I don't typically write in the margins in my book because I don't annotate that many books, but when I do, I write in them. So House of Sky and Breath by Sarah J. Maas. Well, we got a blue theme going on here. Okay. So the last book you had signed, and I actually have never gone to a book signing or had a book signed. I do own one signed book though, and that is The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. So when this came out, I think John Green was signing every first edition, I believe, of this book. So it is signed, but I didn't have it signed. I bought it that way. So yeah. This book was like my favorite book in high school. Like so much so that when I turned 18, I got a tattoo for this book. I loved this book so much. Now I read it twice. I don't think I would reread it again, but I don't think I would love it as much as I did back then if I read it today. So I don't want to reread it because I don't want to ruin that for myself. We've got all blue books over here. I didn't even plan that. Look at that. Weird. Okay. So the next book is The Last Book That You Lost. So I actually lost my second and third Hunger Games books, and I think that I must have lent them to someone like years ago and they never returned them because I have no idea where those went. A second answer for this is not one that I lost. It's one that I accidentally gave away. And when I was like going through all my books, getting rid of them, unhauling them, my kids were like helping me and stuff. And I think somehow accidentally my copy of Crooked Kingdom ended up in the giveaway pile. And I accidentally gave it away, I think, because I have no idea where else it would go. I just had it not that long ago. And yeah, I can't find it anywhere. And I want to read that book and now I can't find it. So the next question is the last book you had to replace. So I rebought Crooked Kingdom as an ebook because I don't own Six of Crows anyways. So I figured I would just get it as an ebook, and yeah, I had to replace it. I think that's the only book I've ever replaced. The last book you had an argument over. I don't think I have ever had an argument over a book. I've definitely disagreed with people's opinions on books, like when I'm reading Goodread reviews and stuff, but I've never had an argument over a book because I firmly believe that everyone can think whatever they want about a book. And I think also though there's a difference between like genuinely not liking a book and just bashing the book because everyone else likes it. Everyone can have an opinion on a book and there's no reason to argue. Last book you can get a hold of. So I had a really hard time getting a hold of City of Lost Souls. So, like I said, I'm reading all of these books and I only had up until City of Lost Angels. I did not have a hard time finding this book. I found this book everywhere, but I specifically wanted this cover because those are the covers that I have and I want them to match. And I think these are like the OG covers and they've been redone as far as I know. Yeah, like yesterday when I was in that little small bookshop I was talking about earlier, they had like all of these books, but they had completely different covers, and actually the covers that they have are really, really pretty, but I want these covers so they all match. So yeah, I had a hard time finding this cover in particular. I ended up ordering it off of Half Price Books, so it is a used copy, but it's in, you know, pretty good condition, probably better than my actual copies that I had one before. So yes, I just really want them all to match, and that's why I had a hard time finding it. So those are all the questions that I had on this tag. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Thanks, bye.